How's your day going?
Pretty good, not too bad. Busy in the lab, but at least it's only 2 days.
Like doing experiments on like lab rats and stuff. The cognitive effects of player prop betting on a mouse.
Yeah. You gotta keep pumping out those morning baseball videos.
What?
The morning MLB prop.
Yeah. I just have to get a schedule because I don't know. I need to find one good talented person that can kind of do what I do, but not as much. It's a one man show with the brand back here. And plus, I got like coding spreadsheet. I got to recode the baseball spreadsheet to start introducing this year's stats and do a lot. Either that or some company just needs to hire me. I'll sell out. Wow, your face didn't look happy on that one. Whoa. I'm not gonna get bought out. Maybe.
Permanent spot in hospital.
I have a new mango smoothie.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I dig it. Here, what's up, guys? Happy Hump Day! Shout out to the live chat. Already hanging out, man. You guys are amazing, but you're also probably crippling gambling addicts for a 2-game playoff slate that will probably have 2 blowouts. Hey, man, whatever. I dig it. I got love for you. It's all good. Happy Wednesday. Hey, it's April 27th, 2022. Shout out to Cam Capers. Exit Screaming says, down to my last $20. Need some winners. Let's go. What up, Sway? What up, Kiefer? What up, Dom Davis? Giannis over half a 3-pointer, baby. Yeah, I saw Josh try to sneak that in there this morning. What the?
Forbidden fruit.
What up, Vince? What up, Steve? Large SARS, no MLB today. I didn't have time to do the big video, but obviously I slowed through coverage. If you I'll post a bomb detector or something on Twitter as an apology. But I was just telling Josh, man, it's exhausting covering all these different sports, and you guys see the front, the click live. This is the easiest part of my day, Josh. To be in front of a hot mic and a hot cam and go. The tough part is the coding, the spreadsheets. It's the editing videos. It's the coordinating schedules. It's thumbnail creation and stuff. That's the tough part. So this is the easy part. So yesterday I had a whole lot of work with the tough part, and I just ran out of time and I had to get up and edit video. So my bad. There's gonna be days where we have to skip a baseball stream or two to kind of make up some ground on time. Like I said, those videos don't get a lot of views. I just do them because they're like, it's a passion of mine. Mm-hmm. So, my bad.
I mean, you're going to do that anyway, right? Like you're gonna
right, exactly.
Yourself, so.
And and there's only a few like pieces of content out there that I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but yeah. See, and as much as I could think that nobody watches it, it's a couple. There's probably been 4 or 5 people reach out to me like, "Hey, no baseball today." So that I will say that even though the baseball viewership is lower than the NBA and all the other stuff we do, Those guys are loyal. So shout out to you guys. Do the Humpty Hump. Let's go. Up over 250 units on props this NBA season. Nice, underrated. See, that's why I wish sports betting, like sports books, were open in my state. Cause oh man, I would love to be able to just 1-to-1. No excuses. Yeah. I let us. No, stop, chat. Stop it. I think my boy Rich said he'll help me on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tomorrow's Thursday, so look out for that. Although tomorrow is tomorrow. I forget what day. I think tomorrow. I might have a stream elsewhere, but we'll see. Anyway, we've got 2 games on the docket tonight. So let's see how we can spend an hour and a half dissecting 2 blowouts, Josh.
Hey, I mean, can we recap briefly last night?
Yeah. How'd you enjoy that T-Wolves game? That cat shush shot, man. That's gonna be a meme of the century if they don't win that series.
Yeah, I mean, besides him doing that, which he should have done, he was actually playing really well in the second half and towards the end. But D'Lo, man, he sold. I mean, that shot, that's not what you want. ISO ball with D'Lo, and then he just throws it up, and he misses it so bad, dude. I mean, what does it just hit the backboard and goes it's like a long arch shot. So that was like with 15 seconds left. That would have put him up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say
do you think the T-Wolves collapsing or just Memphis and Morant just going beast mode?
What? What are you talking about, man? Yeah, so you just asked me the Westbrook question, bro. Did the Grizzlies win that game or did the T-Wolves lose it?
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
I think Memphis did everything they could to try to lose that game. They shot less than 50% from the free throw line. They shot terribly from 3. But the T-Wolves having 20 plus turnovers, that'll do it for you, man.
That's how they get you. There's your problem.
And then how about Trey?
Oh my God. I mean, dude. The Hawks, and you think about not just this season, but last year, people were comparing this Hawks team. It's the same people on this team, minus the kid they traded to New York.
Reddish?
Yeah, Cam Reddish. There was a part of last season where people thought this was the future, and then during the season it was just so home road splitty, and then their defense fell apart. So I think Trey is good, but I think Trey is maybe a little modern Harden, where his offense elite, his defense is bad, and if you can ever find a way to shut him down, it's a problem. And there's no excuse, man. No Jimmy, no Lowry. Your back's against the wall, and you just didn't come through. So I think he'll learn from it, hopefully evolve from it. But obviously, there needs to be some shaking and bacon done on that team and that roster, and maybe rebuilding it. Not I won't say rebuilding it, but you have to intertwine a couple pieces. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what's on the market, but that's a shame. That's a shame. But it also goes to show you that the Heat are pretty good team.
To be determined.
Okay.
No, they're good. They're solid, man. No, I want to see how they do in these other series, and if it was more so just Trey collapsing.
Did you get that Tyler Hero over half an assist over an underdog? I did. Yeah, that was easy. Yeah, so hey, that was last night. Tonight, just 2 games. So this is the smallest slate we've had so far in the playoffs, and unfortunately, this is a sign of things to come, man. This is Survivor, right? Some of these games and series getting voted off the island, and pretty soon we're gonna have 2-game slates, and then 1-game slates, and then school's out for summer. So I know you're excited to chop this one up. This is really, really a nerfed slate. The Chicago Bulls, they were already pretty lopsided and outmatched even without Chris Middleton, and then they lose Zach LaVine, they lose Alex Caruso. They're in Milwaukee. 12.5 point underdogs, man. That is a big mountain to climb. So that's one of the games on the docket, and then the other one is the 3-1 Nuggets, or the 3-1 Golden State Warriors hosting the Nuggets. And I know the spread's just 8.5, but I think we all appreciate that an unrestricted Steph Curry at home in Golden State. That game could get out of control quick, fast, in a hurry as well. So I do think we're leaving the door open to prepare ourselves for some lopsided spreads, and maybe today more than any other slate, we discuss the first half props, and maybe they're a little bit more attackable, and then even with that in mind, I don't know. So there was a game, was it 2 games back, the Bulls threw in the white flag and essentially punted the entire fourth quarter. And we were in voice chat together in the Run DFS Discord, and I was like, "What are they doing? I don't care if you're down 20 or whatever. What are you doing? You're living to fight another day, and that another day may not come. And tomorrow is not gonna be there if you punt to. So even in the face of blowouts here, maybe we speculate on guys just staying out there because." What are you resting them for? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of fun game theory to chop up. So I'm glad you guys are hanging out with us in the chat. And hopefully if you guys have done a little bit of research, you share some of your favorite plays. We're going to go through the prop boards on PrizePicks. We're also going to look at Underdog. If you're not an Underdog or PrizePicks, you know the drill, man. Use code GUNDACKER. Both sites will match your first deposit up to $100. Same code GUNDACKER. And pretty fun to navigate between the two, man. So shout out to Mia Moore. Who else has popped up? Paul Whitlock jumped in here. Channel member, appreciate that. MV, Sheriff gonna get you, Suaveless, Parker in the chat, Val Savage says, let's go those lights. So let's go. Whitlock says, Oladipo's back. He deserves it. Yeah? I mean, just to have Oladipo just in the shadows, right? And he's lurking, and then you can just unlock him, and, he plays that good. So good for them. Is OddsJam free, or is that everyone referring to free trials? I'm not sure. I don't. I did have an endorsement from OddsJam a couple weeks ago, but we have parted ways. They have a free side. They have a paid side as well. Shout out to Brandon Ingram for selling his taco. Oh my God, yes, the taco, huh, Josh? Ooh, my goodness. I swear there have been some bad beats on some tacos today. That's on this season.
We predicted that though.
Yeah, to be fair, I did the math. We would have got hooked on the PRA too.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting McCollum versus Ingram right has certainly been easier said than done. Ayton barely hit his first half fantasy for me, man. It's getting tight out here. I get it, chat. All right, let's talk some gameage. Chicago Bulls at the Milwaukee Bucks. We got a 7:30 p.m. tip-off, 217.5 total, 12.5 point spread in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks. There is no Middleton. However, there is no Levine. There is no Alex Caruso. As you said this morning, big hit to their offense and their defense. And, oh yeah, they're playing Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, the world champions at home. This is let's call it like it is, man. This is over, right? The Bulls are dead.
Yeah.
I guess we could play the usage spikes in the absence of Levine, and hope that the props go our way here. But this is going to be hard to stomach basketball. With that said, without Levine, all eyes are on DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic for usage upticks. We'll start with the Bulls side in terms of the prop boards. DeRozan has a 27.5 real point prop. He has a 38.5 PRA prop, 44 fantasy point prop, 7 free throws. Vucevic has 19.5 points as his line, 10.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 threes, 40 fantasy points, and 1.5 block steals. We also see Patrick Williams on the board, 10.5 real points for him. Desumu's at 20 fantasy points. I think that you could sell me on that one.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that one. Yeah, it's a big gap from your projections.
Oh, yeah. What do I have him at? I have him at 33 fantasy points. Yeah. So I guess it's fair since we do have some sample size this season of
Yeah.
the 2 of 3. Let's
Yep.
go to the NBA Wowie tool. Let's put DeRozan and Vucevic on,
In IO.
and Ayo. Ayo.
Yeah, I ran this and it's pretty interesting. The assist percentage, at least.
All right, I'm gonna take Caruso. I'm gonna take Lonzo off,
And Levine.
and yeah, Hey, hey, hey! Don't backseat NBA Wowie, bro. Make a
I mean,
left.
yeah. Okay.
All right, doing the run here. Got a 30% usage rate on DeRozan, 27% on Vucevic. The assist rate, 25% on DeRozan, 20% on DeSumo. DeSumo not a big point per minute guy here, but paid sub spot here, and he might play 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's just one of those very, very low opportunity costs. And I think, I'm thinking 20 fantasy points is going to be something I might regret later, but early on, I would say that's one of my core spots. What's standing out to you on Bulls here, knowing that they're likely to get smoked?
Yeah, I mean, probably that 20 fantasy points. I mean, if Io plays 40 minutes like we think he will, um, then I mean, you're getting double the from your minutes to the fantasy point projection. So, I mean, he's got to what? He's got to get like 0.55 or zero point 0.6 fantasy points per minute. Um, and what is so he's and with that on off court, he is at 0.71 fantasy points per minute with that unit. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why they would bench him either at the end. I mean, I don't see why you'd bench any of these guys and wave the white flag early. I mean, there's no tomorrow unless with guys like DeRozan who are going to be franchise players. Like if you want to preserve them, but yeah, I mean, Vooch has the biggest bump in fantasy points per minute with those guys out at 1.23 per minute. But yeah, I just think DeRozan's going to try to do it all, but I mean, all the Bucks have to do is stop him. I mean, he's really the only threat besides obviously Vooch. But it seems like all series long they just let Vooch take open shots and say, okay, you can beat us with those elbow mid-range shots. We're okay with that. Um, so yeah, I figure they just trap DeRozan, give all the attention to him, and force guys like Kobe White and Io and um, Vooch to beat him, and then I mean Patrick Williams as well. Um, but yeah, so I can't decide on Vooch. I think if I had to pick a prop for Vooch, it would probably be his 10.5 rebounds. I think we're gonna get a lot of brick shots going up, and he could get offensive rebounds from guys like Patrick Williams and Kobe White, Javante Green, Troy Brown missing shots. So I'd probably go with this 10.5 rebound. I know, on PrizePick it's at 20, it's at 10.5, but on Underdog it's at 11. So you're getting like a rebound discount on PrizePicks. Um, and yeah, so DeRozan, man, I don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna fade since I'm undecided. Because the odds are is that he struggles tonight because he has a really rough night with getting trapped. I would say like 8 times out of 10 he's gonna go under his props, but there's that slight chance that he just goes off with his mid-range game, gets to the free throw line. So I just want to avoid that small chance and the unknowns. So I'm probably just gonna fade him altogether. Um, I mean, with that assist percentage, him leading it, it would be tempting, but I don't want to rely on guys like those secondary guys that I mentioned to make their shots. Um, yeah, so I'm probably gonna go IO fantasy point one, and then I maybe consider Patrick Williams fantasy point or PRA because I mean he's gonna be needed. He's gonna have to play big minutes, and then Vooch rebounds, and then do you want to consider Vooch's real points since he's probably gonna lead the team in shot volume?
Yeah, I think I do, and I think when we look at that NBA Wowie, Vooch leads the team in fantasy
Mm-hmm.
point per minute,
Mm-hmm.
1.23. So I did get him projected at 50 fantasy points. Now that's assuming the game stays close and we get 38 minutes. I don't really account for projections in or blowouts and projections. But yeah, I think he's got to be one of the only ways that this game stays close. For me, we speculated about Drew Holiday shutting Levine down one of these games, and then he did. And Drew Holiday, when he's the primary defender, he's just been locking people up. And I really have concerns now that DeRozan's the guy, right? He's got to be the guy that Drew Holiday is focused on tonight. So I'm looking for someone else to pick up some slack, and I think Vucevic is the most obvious candidate here. So 19.5 real points is nice, but you mentioned his rebounds being what it is, implied 10, 11. He's gonna get an assist or two or three or four. So I might just go after the 40 fantasy points and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for centers. They're gonna fill the stat line. I worry. With the rebounding, he could get it done in 3 quarters. I just don't know. I mean, does Billy Donovan? Do you think he benches his guys if they're down 30? Like, say they're down like 28 or 30, start the fourth.
I honestly have no idea what he would do, because I didn't think I'm just was it 2 games back? He benched all the starters and they didn't even touch the court in the fourth quarter. Caruso, Levine, Vooch, DeRozan, and I was sitting here. I wasn't appalled, but I was kind of perplexed. I'm just like, you got to at least give him 5 minutes to chuck threes. You just never know. We're talking playoff basketball, and he didn't do that. And that was, they're at home. You're never gonna have a better shot to build momentum off of somebody going 5 for 6, and you know what I mean. And he didn't give that a chance to happen. So I think if I had to guess, if they're down 30, he seems more likely to bench everybody, just because that's what he's shown us. But it's just like, logistically, what are you benching people for, right? There is no tomorrow. Just chuck threes.
Yeah.
Let Kobe White, shoot 10 threes in a quarter. Who effing knows?
Well, I mean, okay, if we think that's going to happen, I think Io's safe though. I mean, he's been a part of this cleanup crew. He's played the entire fourth in these lopsided games in this series. I think he's probably the safest one in terms of minutes. I think he plays 42 minutes.
Right, and then I don't disagree. I mean, 42's aggressive, but I don't disagree with him being insane.
I mean,
He's going to be on the court. So I'm going to start my list here. I'm going to go to Sumu over 20 fantasy points. That is probably a core play, right? Like, there's no way around that.
I mean, this season when Levine has been out, he's played 45, 40, 42, 40, 40. I mean, he's played about 5 games, 40-plus minutes. And that was a regular season.
Yeah, and also Caruso. That's 2 guards out of the guard rotation,
Right.
and that was similar to those Levine games. So I agree. I think the minutes have to be there. Him and Kobe White have to chop it up.
And fantasy makes sense because if he's getting the garbage run at the very end against like the Bucks, like third stringers, bench unit, I mean, he could rack up points. So I'm not going to limit myself to his assists, especially since I want to rely on these other tertiary guys to make their shots.
All right, so I'm jotting down Ayo Dosunmu, full game fantasy.
What do you want to do with Patrick Williams? Do you like him or more mid fringe?
Yeah, probably closer to fringe. But I will say, we look back at that aforementioned game where they threw in the towel. Patrick Williams, I believe, was one of the guys that stayed out there. Yeah, he played in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Billy likes him, and he's gonna give him run.
So yeah, if we think him and Dosunmu would be safe in a blowout, sure, I think that's fair. He got in that fourth quarter. He played 9 minutes, had a 17% usage rate, had 1 point. With
That's Patrick Williams for you, man.
It is. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I'm gonna core anything but Dosunmu. Everything else is gonna be like fringy, unless you wanted to get involved in some first half props or something like that. Which
not with DeRozan. We know how he is.
Right. I want to say there's something there with Vooch that's worth getting to, but it would be secondary for me.
Yeah, I mean we've seen all season long when Levine has been out, he's thrived scoring, and leads the team in shooting besides DeRozan, so it makes sense.
Okay. So in my notes I wrote the Sumu, and then I'll put Vucevic something.
First half fantasy. You want to do that?
Would it be 20?
Yeah, or we can do is 9.5 real points.
That seems more realistic. Let's see, Vooch's last outing.
Or his PRA.
6 points in the first quarter. 12 points. I could see that. Wait? They have first half PRA for him.
Yeah, 16.5.
First half, 5 points or 16.5 PRA. I like that.
Okay, cool.
You like that? All right, cool. Let's get caught up on chat. Any props on underdog on which is best? Let's go look. So we're focused on the bull side. So right now, to be consistent with what we liked on PrizePicks, they don't have fantasy points for Desumu, but they do have him at 18.5 PRA. So maybe that would be the 1-to-1 transfer there. Yeah, he can get some steals. He's a little known for his defense, so you do miss it on that. But 18.5 PRA is probably still light for if you believe that he's going to play the amount of minutes that we think he will. If they would drop his assist prop too, I'd take a shot on that. And then Vooch is at 1.5 blocks and steals, 2.5 threes. I think he was only at 2 on PrizePicks. They have, like you said, 11 rebounds, so 34.5 PRA on Vooch. I would probably go after the Sumu prop for now, 18.5. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, let me pull up the box and make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Let's see. Vince says only player you need from this game is the GOAT himself, Grayson Allen.
Oh, God. I knew it was coming.
Sway says, I feel like Allen feeds off the hate, though. Chicago's definitely up there for him. Yeah, they definitely don't get along. Sheriff says, Gun, why'd you have to curse PJ Tucker yesterday? The man has been balling. Hey, Josh tried to get me there. I wasn't having it. No, sir. Josh.
The same with Aaron Gordon today, too.
Josh was in a little white van, no windows, pulled up on me, walking home. Hey, yo, kid, you want to play PJ Tucker? I got some candy for you. And I was like, nope. No, sir, I do not. I do not. Vooch 28.1% rebound rate with no Levine and Caruso. Kobe White second. Actually about half that, but no props on him. Yeah. Portis first half. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about the Bucks here. First half fantasy points, first half props are definitely worth looking at and maybe targeting more. I will say Giannis does have a knack for playing in some of those lopsided games, right? They like to just keep their foot on the throat sometimes. He stayed out there for a couple minutes in the fourth quarter when the Bulls had thrown in the towel. And we've just seen him kind of protect the homeland here. But with that said,
it all comes down to Celtics, man.
Yeah. It all comes down to what Donovan does. And, we're so sure that it's a blowout, right? And NBA has a knack of surprising us sometimes. Watch Kobe White hit 10 threes tonight.
Or all these Bucks 3-point shooters just go ice cold.
Yeah. So, looking at the board on PrizePicks for the Bucks, we got Giannis at 31.5 points, 7 assists. I was all over. They had him at 4.5 assists one night. And now he's all the way up to 7. I was all over the assist prop for Giannis a couple games back. They got him at 2.5 blocks and steals, 8.5 free throws made, 60 fantasy points. Drew Holiday enters the board with a 7 assist prop, 2 threes, 40 fantasy points. Brolo is sitting at 24 fantasy points. And we thought without Middleton that might be something to look at, but Bobby Portis had other plans. And he's been starting alongside Brook Lopez. He's at a double-double with 24 points himself, 30 fantasy points. Here's our favorite thing, Josh. They literally have him implied for a double-double with the projections with a double-double prop up there.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I'm
Honestly,
not. Yeah, I'm not saying we do it, but and if
yeah.
you guys are watching, you don't know what I mean. If you their projections are saying 14 and a half real points, 10 rebounds. So if you bet the rebound, you would need 11 to hit, right? Well, you only need 10. You could technically push on the rebound for him to hit that double double, and if you believe he's going to get double digit points, that's the proper bet there. So.
Hmm.
And then we got some Wesley Matthews, Pat Connaughton, and your boy Grayson Allen. 12.5 points on Grayson Allen, 2.5 threes, 19 fantasy points for old Grayson. He's got back-to-back 30 bombs. You smell that? You smell that? That's saying you're in that PJ Tucker van. I'm like, hey, Mister, I'll play PJ Tucker if you play Grayson Allen. Fantasy points,
Trap,
man. Trap,
trap. I
maybe.
mean, those two games were fake, right? What did he shoot 3-point percentage wise? Like ridiculous both games.
I mean, yes, but also there is a constant, right? That we can just be lazy and be like, what's the constant in those games, Josh? No Chris Middleton. And now
Yeah. Oh
there's
yeah, no, yeah. The shot volume's there, but I mean, last game he shot what 6 of 7 from three. In the
yeah,
game, in the game before that, what did he shoot?
5 of 7.
I mean, it just takes him going like 1 of 7 this game or 2 of 7 and not clearing any of his props.
Why do you hate Grayson Allen, Josh?
Oh man, he's a dirty player. I mean, who does like him? Who likes Grayson Allen, dude? I mean,
The city of Milwaukee likes him, man. What?
I've never heard anyone say, "Oh man, Grayson Allen, dude, I really like this guy."
Yeah, he's probably
He's a
he's not in
villain.
line for any Walter Payton Man of the Years, but
He
you
just has
know.
that villain, just whole persona about him, man. I don't know.
All right.
To
Well,
each their own, though.
what are we taking from the Bucks, if anything, tonight to make these? Do you want to go first halves on across the board, or
Giannis has a weird first half rotation, man. We could. I mean, what about some unders here, like Brooke Lopez or I was thinking under on Bobby Portis rebounds.
okay? So you don't like the double double prop.
No.
So I have Brooke projected about 26 fantasy points, which is not far from theirs. So if we thought a little lopsided, a little Bobby Portis gets involved, we could flirt with the under there. I wouldn't talk you off of that ledge. So it feels like underdog usually gets priced up higher than
Hmm.
prize picks. So if we do like unders, maybe we double check with
They're actually
underdog.
they're actually under price
Ah,
picks
yeah,
today.
they got 58 fantasy points on Giannis. It's a little
Uh,
lighter. 52 pin. All right. They also have him for more. Well, they have higher real points. Giannis was at 31 and a half real points on Prize Picks, but he's at 32 and a half on Underdog.
yeah.
So maybe take a shot at
I,
that.
I'm gonna stick with his 3-point prop.
You're feeling this one, huh?
I don't know. I just feel like with stars like him and goats like they want that dagger. They want to take that dagger shot. And if they're like say they're up like close to 30 and he knows he's gonna go off the court, he's just gonna jack some threes. It's shooting practice and yeah, I mean 29% 3-point shooter. I'll take those odds. If
Okay.
he, yeah, I mean it's a fun prop to sweat because it's just one and all
Yeah.
his other props are super juiced. And I don't like taking unders on Giannis. So,
Okay. I mean,
but I
yeah.
mean, it makes sense to take unders on him today. I mean, with this game script. But are there any that you feel comfortable taking an under on? Maybe his rebounds.
No, I definitely don't feel comfortable taking under on rebounds. I don't feel comfortable taking under on anything Giannis Antetokounmpo, to be honest. Um,
Me neither.
I'd be more so looking for like something small to target. I was thinking maybe it would be the assist again. Let's go pull up. Honestly, yeah, I don't. This game script is just so hard to read from this far out.
That's why
I
I think just stay away. I
yeah
mean, I would say the one like just secondary low prop that I do like on the Bucks would be Pat Connaughton's 3.5 rebounds. He's a really good rebounding guard traditionally. It's below a season average. If he plays 25 minutes again, He could run into four boards.
I like that call. When we look at the last game, minutes for Connaughton. Not only minutes for Connaughton, but like his first run was opposite Brolo. He did share the court with Giannis, a little bit of time opposite Bobby Portis, a little bit of time opposite Portis and Giannis. So getting those guys out the way could open up some rebounds. And then he was not part of the cleanup crew. They have complete, like, it's not like the Bulls where we can take one of these young bloods. They have finesses. Yeah, it gets ugly. Jordan Nwora, Ray John Tucker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard. Let's look at let's look at first half, see if anything feels light enough. Watch this game go like triple overtime, and we're just sitting here, egg on our face.
That's how it usually goes, man.
Oh yeah, complete opposite. They have Giannis for 30 fantasy points in the first half. He hasn't. I mean, even in these these other games, he hasn't been hitting.
He has a weird rotation that messes up because he doesn't have a consistent like time out there. He has these little like breaks in between the quarters. I feel like he just messes up his flow, momentum.
No. We got Brolo at 6.5 points. We've got Bobby Portis at 15 fantasy points in the first half. He's cleared that in both games as a starter so far. Pat Connaughton's at 8 fantasy points. He's cleared that in both games. Then your boy Grayson Allen, he is at 8.5 PRA, 9.5 fantasy points, and he's at 26 in the last two first halves. Josh, there's your play, bro. It's clear as day.
What's that?
Grayson Allen first half fantasy points.
Yeah, and then when he goes 0 of 7.
First half?
Oh, I guess first half, okay, 0 of 4.
Okay, nice. I dig it. Man. All right, I'm gonna add it to my notes. Grayson Allen, the first half.
All right, I'll put it on the list.
FPS. Here comes gun special. And then I gotta get tagged at 2 a.m. not knowing what the heck they talking about. So what was gun special?
Wait, what is it? What is it? 9.5 fantasy? Okay.
In the first, yeah, man, my man's dang near triple of that in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean you have projected for what 21 total, so.
Yeah, and their best defender is well, I guess the Sumu was a little scrappy. I guess that's not fair to say, but yeah. But I mean, I'm talking. That's just first half, Josh. He was getting.
Yeah, I mean, you could run into some steals and blocks. So.
Yeah, a couple threes, a couple peripherals. I'm with it.
I mean, we're scrapping barrel for the Bucks, so
we are really. You ever play the game Monkeys in a Barrel? It was like
yeah,
And you try to get all the monkeys out. That's what we're trying to do with all these props.
Yeah, and Grayson Allen's the main monkey, the main hook.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if he clears it, I'll buy his jersey.
No, you won't.
If I play it on a big card and he clears it, yeah, I will.
Well, then you better do it.
And I'll wear it on a stream someday.
Okay.
So, but if he doesn't hit,
what if he hits but everybody else doesn't?
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
If he doesn't hit, then we're gonna have to get you something. Maybe Chad can think of something.
To get me something?
Oh yeah, maybe Aaron Gordon jersey or shirt.
What? I feel like you think I hate Aaron Gordon more than I don't hate Aaron Gordon. He looks too much like Aaron Judge to have any type of hate for him, bro. I just don't play him in fantasy.
Look at this slow-mo shirt.
Whatever. Who do I hate? I feel like I don't despise any NBA player.
Oh,
there's a lot of baseball players I can't stand. If you really want it to be like Miles Straw, Marcus Stroman, Jose Altuve, like those are the guys that I got beef with.
All right, yeah,
Madison.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Miles Straw. We're getting a shirt with his face on it, 100%.
Get caught up on chat. Chris says Giannis easiest props to half a three. I'm with it. How many threes is Giannis shooting this series? A couple a game, and usually
3 or 4.
Sometimes gets you one. It reminds me of the Ben Simmons 3-point prop that my boy Young C I don't know if you were around, but he's like
Yeah.
we were in the Discord voice one day. He pops in, he goes, "Yo, gun." It was like plus 800 for Ben Simmons to hit a three. And he was like, the Ben Simmons hitting threes in practice videos going around. He's like, he just need to hit one of them, dog. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. So it's not quite that bad, but probably only expect 1 to 3 shots from behind the arc for Giannis. But yeah, when they get ahead, Giannis likes to do some dumb stuff. There's any first half. Nah, underdog doesn't do first half. If it doesn't work, gun, you're the cooler for Grayson Allen. Oh no, stop it. Who should I pair Allen first half prop with? For me, my favorite prop so far has been Desumu full game fantasy points. They got Matthew starting, not Allen. Right, but Grayson Allen's still getting a decent chunk of minutes. So it's not I'm not one of those guys that needs somebody to start. Sometimes it's better for him to not start to just get more shot volume, right? Beat immediately opposite Giannis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Allen has gotten plenty of run in the first half.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of the first quarter without Giannis out there. So
I'd rather go Draymond over half a point on threes today. I'm
yeah.
sure that's
Oh, yeah.
coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta see this card that you put together. It's gonna be like Draymond half a three,
Yep.
Giannis half a three.
Yeah.
Freaking.
Grayson Allen first half fantasy.
Cameron says
Troll
whatever.
card.
What about Brolo over half an assist? Yeah, I mean, if we're just out here, monkeys in a barrel. Yeah, it's gotten you. I mean, those centers, you just need them pass it to the right shooter. There's not really. Those are like, was it when people were on Mason Plumlee that one night? You went and looked at the tape, and it was like that's kind of a luck thing, right? They don't really have design
Like
plays
a
where
play or offensive rebound putback. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's low enough that sure, why not? But it's not something that it's probably not a designed thing for Brolo to be setting up shooters. He's more of the catch and shoot big, right? Pat Connaughton over 1.5.
Yeah.
You like Connaughton over 1.5 threes?
I mean, with ball hogs like Bobby and Grayson out there, I don't know.
All right, let's move on to the second game. Before we do that, take a pause for the cause. Let you guys know that we'll be hanging out in the RunDFS.com VIP voice chat right after this, working on some baseball lineups and also working on some of our cards. Josh will have the premium prop detector for the RunDFS.com members and also the YouTube channel members. So if you guys are a YouTube channel member, make sure you're in the free Discord, right? I know it gets confusing. There's a RunDFS.com Discord. There's a Gundagger Gaming Discord. Well, the Gundagger Gaming Discord, completely free to get in. The link's in the description below. But if you are a channel member, that join button below, you can link your Discord with your YouTube account, and then you'll have access to these channels. And today we'll post the final prop detector, which might be one of the shortest prop detectors we ever have, based on what's on the docket. But we'll do it, and I'll also try and drop some of my favorite baseball plays. So look out for that. But yeah, if you want to be in the voice chat with us, go to RunDFS.com. Click yourself a VIP membership, get signed up, and we'll have some fun. Looking at the main event tonight, the Denver Nuggets are at your Golden State Warriors.
Excited for this one.
It's time. The Warriors looking to put this series in the books. Denver Nuggets looking to come be the 1-3 comeback kids. No team more dangerous in basketball than the 1-3 Denver Nuggets, bro. You know that, right? The elimination game Nuggets. I got distracted. I thought that was like an open Jack in the Box bag back there, but it's not. It's just some scientific stuff. Anyway, anyway, 225.5 is our total. 8.5 point spread in favor of the home team, Golden State Warriors. This is, I mean, the energy is going to be really, really high. Didn't you say Steph's off his minute restriction? So the death lineup will be coming out to play, maybe even longer than usual.
Well, there's speculation that Steve has said that he's considering rolling it out as a starting unit, which I'm really surprised by. But I think they just want to put this to rest right away.
So, although this is just an 8.5 point spread, I mean, I feel like we can all kind of see that outcome where the Warriors crowd and this team is just hitting. They're ready to go to the next round, and this might get a little lopsided. Mike Malone might be sending his team to the shower and then sending them off to Cancun on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2. They're gonna roll up all LeBron. LeBron's still just dancing on the beach, just getting it in.
He's the limo driver, permanent limo driver, like getting everyone, corralling them all to Cancun.
Live tweeting all these games, and meanwhile, anyway. So with that said, if they started this death lineup, even if they didn't, I'll be wrestling internally with not only blowouts, but it's also one of those hard to. Who's the hot hand, right? Who's the best scorer out of Clay and Steph and Jordan Poole game to game? That's going to be very, very volatile. But I think what we can lean on is probably guys like Draymond Green that we know just sets up everything. And he has a 34 fantasy point projection, 7.5 assist prop, 7 rebounds, 22.5 PRA. So that was one that I wanted to get your thoughts on. He does have half a 3-pointer as a prop. But through and through here, this is getting really, really hard to call. I will say this. If we do think they start that death lineup, Kevin Looney might be some unders we take some shots on. I've been playing unders on Looney anyway. The only caveat here is if he doesn't touch the court, it might get DNP or DN. What do they call it?
No,
DNF?
he'll touch the court. He'll sub in for Dre, because Dre will need a breather, and they'll probably sub in Looney when Boogie subs in at times. So
okay, so man, I don't know. I was taking his unders up against Jokic because he was starting the first couple minutes, getting 2 quick fouls, and then but that's something to keep an eye on. And even so, I could probably still get behind it. Talk to me about your Golden State Warriors, what we like and what we're targeting, what we're putting on the list.
Yeah, I mean, from all the chatter and local stuff I've around here and the radio, I've been listening to it, and it really does seem like they're gonna roll out the death lineup from the get go. And there's some pros and cons to that. I mean, so like I was hoping they save that for the third and fourth quarter, because I mean the third quarter historically has been like the best quarter for the Warriors, and same holds true this year, especially the series. But I mean, it just seems like I guess Steve just wants to get a big lead at home and hold it and just get this game over with. They don't want to go back to Denver at all, so they want to take advantage of that rest since the Sun, since Memphis is battling it out with Minnesota, it could go 7 games. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have Draymond, who's pretty much the only non-shooter in this lineup, surrounded by shooters all around him. So I mean, I really like his assist prop. He's gonna command the floor with his playoff experience and leadership. I just see him just dishing it out, and he's gonna have all the shooters around him in the world at his disposal. And one play that he's really built chemistry with Wiggins, where Wiggins will cut to the basket when the Nuggets are sagging up on the perimeter and trying to stop the 3-point shots. Wiggins is just cutting and getting these wide open layups and dunks from Draymond, and Draymond's so good at setting up those plays. And then he has that chemistry with Steph, as we know, with the pick and roll and handoff for 3. So I'm sticking with Draymond's 7.5 assists. I just hope he can stay out of foul trouble. That's another risk running this lineup from the get-go, because he could pick up some early fouls, and it's going to hurt his rotation in minutes. But yeah, I think they said that they're going to really focus on withholding on the fouls, because they fouled a lot last game, and Draymond fouled out that game too. Yeah, I mean, Draymond said in his podcast recently, he said the reason they lost last game is they didn't come out with intensity and aggression and energy. And he said, best believe that they're going to do that today at home in Chase. So give me playoff Dre, and then Steph, I'm probably going to consider his 3-point prop. He's going to take 10 plus threes. And then Clay, they juiced his 3-point prop to 4. it's gonna be more mid tier, but he's gonna chuck it 2 from 3. And then Jordan Poole, I'm probably gonna take his fantasy points. I mean, he's still gonna be a crucial part of the unit, and his fantasy points is only at 30. He's gonna fill the stat line. You could consider his assists, but I noticed in the series, out of all the assists in this entire series, none of them have gone to Steph. They've all gone to pretty much Clay. It's really hinged on Clay's 3-point shooting. So he's had 23 assists in this series and 0 to Steph and 85% to Clay. So that's a positive correlation. If you're feeling Clay, you could pair the Poole assists with Clay because they're pretty tightly correlated. But I just have this feeling that Dre just takes over as the floor commander in this game, and Poole's gonna do it all. He's gonna score. So probably his 30 fantasy points, and then Wiggins. I think he has some opportunity to score here because I think the Nuggets are gonna sell out to stop this death lineup from chucking it from 3 and getting hot from 3. So I think he's gonna have some easy cuts to the basket, open looks, layups. So his 14.5 points we could consider, and his rebounds too. He's going to be helping Jerry out on the glass and with this lineup. His 5.5 you could consider. Before we go to the Nuggets, what are you thinking for the Warriors?
I'm feeling that same feeling about Draymond taking over. And just kind of being the spirit animal, the floor general with all these shooters, and with all those shooters just having fun with it, right? There's so many potential assists in that lineup. But also do like the thought of the peripherals being increased if he's got to play a little bit more 5. I'm a little bit hesitant on his foul problems. You know what I mean? Going against Jokic, as long as if they take a lead, he doesn't have to worry about stopping Jokic, and I know it's a point of pride to try and stop the MVP or whatever, but I just think they could play with such a lead that they could play with prevent defense. But I do have Draymond at 42 fantasy points right now in the projected death lineup. Like if they roll that out from the jump, so that does give me a 7-8 point difference from what the PrizePicks number is. So I don't mind taking a shot at the fantasy points on Draymond. We know that he'll also be probably getting a couple steals. He's actually got a 2.5 blocks and steals prop. So that's kind of like implying us at 8.5 to 7.5 fantasy points, extra fantasy points right there. So if you trust that projection and you do 34 minus 7.5, you don't need much out of Draymond to clear this fantasy prop. So I'm kind of thinking the fantasy point on Draymond.
Yeah, I mean fantasy with playoff Dre at home totally makes sense. I would say that his fantasy and assists are neck and neck. And then how do you feel about Steph's free throw prop? I was thinking about this some more. If the Nuggets can go down with a fight and keep it close, and they start fouling at the end, Warriors always look to get Steph the ball. I mean, he's the best free throw shooter probably in history. The guy measures. I mean, he has it down to like inches, like where he wants the center of the ball to go in the rim. He wants it 3 inches, at least 3 inches margin of error from the center.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he measures it when he's in practice. He measures they have a tracer or tracker on it. So yeah, I mean, the 18-inch rim, he wants it in that 3-inch center for those swishes. So,
God dang, you're just like teetering on the edge, man. Good God. Okay. I'm glad Damron's not watching, but
I'm a big Warriors fan. Sorry. I'm excited about this game. Yeah, I mean and he's been attacking when his 3-point shot's not going in. So I mean, I guess if you're betting free throws, you're assuming that he's not going to get hot from 3, and you're not betting the 3-point prop. Or you could just hedge your bet and bet one in each card.
I did. Was it 2 games ago? I put stake in Kevin Looney under half a block and steal. Now he did get there that last game.
It's so random, man. He could just walk into it.
I mean, he could, but the likeliest outcome is he does not. But it depends on like if he starts out, a lot of his blocks just turn into straight up fouls. But DeMarcus Cousins draw fouls himself, so I guess I'll ask when did
He is having a problem with Cousins in this series.
Yeah.
He's been pretty efficient against them.
Well, I that was the night that Jordan Poole hooked me on the assist. And in that night, Kevin Looney was ghost credited for a block, and I watched every second of the game. I was like, when did he get a block? I was losing my mind. And then they stat corrected it away, and I was like, yeah, we're about to get this 20x. And Jordan Poole couldn't get me one more assist, so it was not. But I'll say, if we're making fringe lists, I like Kevin Looney under half a block of steal.
Yeah, it makes sense. We gotta hope that Dre stays out of foul trouble.
These are facts. And then if you think it blows out, Gary Payton's at 4.5 points, 7.5 PRA. Otto Porter Jr. is at 12 fantasy points. And the thought process here, Josh, is if they start with that death lineup, then when they start rotating guys out, the second unit is going to be looking a little different. So
yeah, and Iggy is out too. Iggy was subbing in at times for Wiggins and Dre. So I assume it's going to be guys like Otto and Kuminga.
Yeah,
replacing that rotation, that Iggy second rotation.
Yeah, Iggy's going to leave about 12 minutes on the table. He had played alongside Otto Porter a bit, but there was some fourth quarter run there. But I think they could. I'm not really expecting a lot from the fourth quarter. But Gary Payton and essentially, if we're getting more Payton and Otto Porter and less of one of the death lineup guys, then I'm a little bit more interested in their ability to score a little bit more. Although Steph could still play traditional point guard here, but he was leading that second unit. So probably we still see that. They probably still stagger that. There's never not a Clay, a Poole, or Curry on the court during the competitive minutes of this game. But having an opportunity at one last for them to get these other guys involved, I do think we can look at some of these secondary, tertiary guys like Otto Porter. Probably be the guy that stands out the most to me. He's got a 5-point prop, but he's got a 12 fantasy point prop. I do kind of dig that because the second unit for the Nuggets is so bad, like horrendously bad. And I know 2.6 fantasy points that last game is whatever, but more likely he's going to eclipse 12 fantasy points, and he's done that in every other game this series. So I probably would jot that down. Otto Porter, 12 fantasy points, and then I wouldn't hate a stab at like Gary Payton should he be. The benefit of a couple more minutes and maybe a couple more looks. So that's that. That's it for the Warriors. Let's talk about the Nuggets. And while I do that, I'll take a peek at chat. AOD says 3-inch stallion. Bro, there was a second where I thought he was going to say get it in the 3-inch hole. And I was like, that's it.
No.
You were talking, bro, I'm just saying, if Damron, right? Is our country redneck pervert. There's a lot of trigger words in there, a lot of keywords in that analysis that involve rims and inches and holes and all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, you gotta be careful here, dude. Yeah. Scott Foster's refereeing the Bulls game. Maybe he'll keep it close for us. Let's go, Scott. What up, Ralph? Looney under 2.
Scored earlier.
Looney under 2.5, even if Jokic is out, he's going against Cousins. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's never fun sweating low unders, but with Looney, I can. 100+ of you guys hanging out. Shout out to you guys. 39 likes. Can we get those up? Hit that like button, man. Show some vibes, man. You guys are the real ones out here grinding these 2-game slates. A lot of people throwing in the towel, and I get it. These prop lines, they don't move much. I do miss the daily. With the regular season, you get something new every day. Right? For the postseason, it does get a little stagnant, a little bit boring, but it is what it is. Steph is minus 235 on DraftKings to go over. I don't know if it's just me. That's insane. To go over what? Points? Or if somebody's minus 235 on a particular prop, you should expect that prop to move.
You
guys dropping the Prop Detector YouTube member channel? Yes, Skimmer, we're going to do that for you. We're going to do that for you. Levine, Caruso ruled out. White, yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. Kobe White starting, Ayo starting. Yeah, that's what we expected. All right, moving on to the Nuggets side here. Jokic, he's the guy. 56 fantasy points for him, 6 free throws. So if he can sucker some Draymond Green fouls, that's live. Looking elsewhere, Aaron Gordon, he's at 28 fantasy points. This is something he's cleared in the last 2 games. Maybe they're finding something for him. Will Barton is at 3 assists, 13 and a half real points, and 21.5 PRA, 26 fantasy points. And then we have Monte Morris. You mentioned him on the First Look show this morning for his 1.5 threes. Definitely feels like, for me, the game script is the home team Warriors are going to take a lead, and you're not going to come back off of pick and roll layups. You know what I mean? You gotta shoot threes. So Monte Morris at 1.5 threes certainly feels like a viable option if this game gets completely out of hand and they need some high energy scores. Bones Highland is opening up at 10.5 points at 1.5 threes himself. Jeff Green's at half a three. You can make a lot of half a 3-pointer cards today, Josh. Uncle Jeff, get some Draymond, get some Giannis. He's at 9 fantasy points. DeMarcus Cousins is at half a block of steal. He's also at 12 fantasy points. He has cleared that in 3 of the 4 games so far. Austin Rivers, 10 fantasy points. He's cleared that in the last 2. And that's all I got to say about that. So with this game, first of all, for game scripting this one to be a little lopsided, I just like the Bulls, we got to ask ourselves, is Mike Malone ever going to throw in the towel, no matter what? Secondly, what stands out is stuff that can still get there, and do we want to go after a couple first half props? What are you thinking on the Nuggets?
I think if the Warriors hold a big lead majority of the game, I still think Jokic gets there. Just because of the reasons we talked about. I mean, the Warriors are outsized by him, and there's not much they can do besides be aggressive and foul him like they've done pretty much the whole series between Looney and Draymond. So I still think it's 29.5 points is in play, no matter what the game script is, because he's gonna get his. The one I'm teetering on is his fantasy score. It's pretty low for him at 56. You have him projected for 69. Just about 69. So whenever the model's broken for a guy, we know how that goes. But if he's focusing so much on scoring, he's probably gonna take some time off on defense, not get as many stocks, which is what we saw happen last game. He focused so much on effort on offense, so he's not going to fill the stat line as much. So if I had to choose, I'm still going to lean his 29.5 points. I think we're getting a discount on PrizePicks for that. I think the majority of the sports books have him at 30.5. So I still like that. And then the X factor recently in the last 2 games has been Aaron Gordon. So a big reason why they won the last game is because he's actually being productive now, and they had him shadow Jordan Poole for majority of the game last game, and he actually did a good job on Poole. I mean, he stopped Poole from scoring his normal 20-plus points. I assume they do the same thing today, but it's going to be different now that we're going to get a lot more minutes with the death lineup. So, but I mean, yeah, I expect him to play 35-plus minutes. He's going to be active on defense. You have turnover-prone guys like Poole and Steph, even Draymond too when he's handling the ball. So I don't know. I mean, 28 fantasy points for Aaron Gordon, an elimination game. They need him. I mean, so the 2 games that he played really bad and scored less than 10 points, those were lopsided games. But the 2 recent games, the games were close and they even won one. Stole one, and he had 18 and 21 real points, so he's definitely the X factor and they need him. But yeah, I think Monte Morris 3-point prop is probably my second favorite to Jokic's 29.5 points, and then I will go with Aaron Gordon's fantasy. And then I don't know what to do with Will Barton. Do you have a feel on him?
No, I do not. I don't. I mean, all year long, I was just Jokic, and everyone else can kick rocks. Unless Barton's out, then I would play some Monte Morris. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. If we look at these minute rotations, last couple games, we're getting run out of Barton. We're getting 32 minutes out of him. Jeff Green's the guy that in the fourth quarter he might get the old heave ho, and they need another guard. Austin Rivers closed that last game over him. Just more, spread the court a little bit more. And if you gotta answer the death lineup, you gotta get it's 3 guards versus 3 guards, right? So you might see some more Austin Rivers than Jeff Green, and then it's just your guess is as good as mine. So I could get talked into that Aaron Gordon fantasy point prop. The Monte Morris 3-point prop makes a lot of sense. And this is our last day of the year. It feels like or last day of the season to get action on our boy Jokic, right? The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah. So
But
what do you think in fantasy or real point?
probably fantasy. And like we said, his projection in my model is kind of broken, but that's considering a close game going all the way down to the wire, 38 minutes. He's a guy that's going to be 1.5, 1.6 fantasy point per minute. So as long as he can, stay on the court, Mike Malone doesn't take him off. I don't mind that. Are we getting taxed on his first half prop? Because that's where that's where you can see him sticking around that first half. Usually, it's the Warriors unload that third quarter, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
game over. So,
yeah, that third quarter.
do we get a 25 and a half, 26 fantasy point prop in the first half for the Nuggets? We got 28, so we are getting taxed in the first half. But
No, that's half.
is it okay? 56, you're
Yeah.
right. Math.
No, I mean, I like that call. I mean, he's been really productive in the first half.
Okay.
But that was with Looney playing pretty much half of the first quarter, and he's abused him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So that you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Um, I think I just want this full game.
Yeah,
point.
that's probably what I'd do. See him fight down to the wire.
He's not. Yeah, he's gonna go out fighting, man.
All right. Well,
Reigning MVP.
sign me up for that.
Um, there's also a realm of possibility that this death lineup that they rolled out and started like as expected, that there's some rust and they haven't played together. This unit has only played 30 minutes with each other total season. So
I think they'll be just fine, buddy.
you don't know, man.
I think they'll be all right.
I mean, I will say that it helps that they're going against a really bad defense. So, but yeah.
All right. Hey, I want to do a little promotion on something that PrizePicks is rolling out. So check this out. They were gonna do some a board for draft picks, but they ended up not being able to do it. So instead, they're dropping a free contest, and this is pretty sick, Josh. This is completely free to enter. Predict the NFL draft. So the contest is going to offer 16 free-to-play draft props, and it pays out like this. If you get 16 of 16 correct, $100,000, Josh. That's a free shot at $100K. If you get 15 of 16, you get 1,000. So it's a massive drop. 14 out of 16, $250. 13 out of 16, $100. And 12 out of 16 is $25. Now, it's going to be really, really hard to get any of that, but it's free, so why not? So if you guys didn't know about that, I just got a partner email from our hookup, Jordan. So he wanted me to pass it along to you guys. So shout out to them for even offering this. And if you ever watch the draft or want a little extra reason to be incentivized, this you could win yourself $100K. Just March Madness your way through it. You can only enter one time. If you enter more than once, all of your entries will be voided. So make sure you're not doing more than one. It's going to be paid out on April 30th. All rewards would be paid out in promo funds. Imagine having $100K in promo funds, Josh. What would you do with your life?
I bet it all right away that day.
All right. Well, would you honestly? Would you like two pick power? You know what I mean? Like, how do I get this back? So go check that out. If you're not on PrizePicks, sign up using code Gundacker. And then if you're not an underdog, also over there, sign up using code Gundacker. And then just out of curiosity, and look at some of the rivals. Have you seen the rivals on Underdog, where they pit two players against each other?
Yeah, I haven't actually played one, but I've looked at them.
So they got a couple of interesting ones. First of all, they have Patrick Williams versus Dosunmu, PRA straight up. Kind of leaning Dosunmu. They have DeRozan plus 4.5 real points versus Giannis straight up. They have DeRozan plus 1 assist versus Giannis straight up. DeRozan plus 11.5 PRA versus Giannis straight up. Then they have, let's see, anything fun here? Your boy Grayson Allen up against Vooch, straight up 3-pointers made. Ooh. Wesley Matthews plus 11 rebounds versus Giannis. Steph Curry plus 2.5 real points versus Jokic. Steph Curry plus 12.5 PRA versus Jokic. Draymond Green, half a PRA. Basically, it's him versus Aaron Gordon, straight up PRA with Draymond giving a hook. We got Monte Morris plus 2 threes versus Steph Curry. Jokic versus Wiggins, 3-pointers made. That's interesting. Bones Highland versus Jordan Poole is on there. Highland gets a +1, and that's for assist. And then Kevon Looney, this one will tickle you. 37.5 points and rebounds versus Jokic. Isn't that something? And that's, no assists. No, none of that other stuff. Just straight up points and rebounds.
Yeah.
So it's like I would give Looney like 4 PR conservatively. And do you think Jokic gets 40 points and rebounds combined? All right.
Yeah, I mean that's less than his PRA projection. So
yeah. Blas is done. Can you post your favorite underdog rival? I'll post my favorite just straight up underdog picks, and I'll also include baseball in there. Sometimes the rivals I don't love. Some of these I don't mind. I think I would take Dosunmu over Patrick Williams, but we'll see about that. Anyway, so let's recap, and then let's get into the RunDFS.com VIP voice chat. I have in my notes, and if you guys are channel members, you hit that join button below. I think it's like $5 a month. Link your Discord with your YouTube, and you'll get access to today's final prop detector. So if you want to get some ideas, you want to tell some picks, stuff like that. Here's what I got in my notes. I've got Dosunmu over 20 fantasy points. I got Vucevic something, and then I wrote first half 9.5 points or 16.5 PRA. I got Grayson Allen first half fantasy points, and I got Draymond Green fantasy. And I didn't have like a clear cut like anything else there. Do you feel better about anything else that I didn't list than I do that you would probably have on your short list?
I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but Jokic 29.5 points, Steph 3.5 threes, Draymond 7.5 assists, Jordan Poole 30 fantasy point, Monte Morris 1.5 3, Grayson Allen everything. Just kidding.
Everything. Grayson Allen, everything. Everything under.
Yeah, right. And yeah, Giannis 3-point prop. 1-3. Give it. Titan Moon can do it.
Do it. Let's do it.
And
Man, it's just, will Josh have finally a flex card in the rotation tonight with all these props not being super warm and fuzzy?
Maybe. And then on underdog, I'll give a couple underdog. I like Draymond's 1.5 steal, and then Wiggins 20.5 points rebound.
Okay.
Those are exclusive. Those are like exclusively only on underdog props.
So that's actually a good call, because didn't Draymond have a 2.5 block steal prop on
PrizePicks?
PrizePicks. So you're getting 1.5. So you're getting a full steal discount.
Well, you don't get blocks. It's just steal.
Oh, it's just steals. Okay.
But I mean, he does it all. So
Do be doing it all though. Last couple games for Draymond. 2 steals. Yep. Let's get it. All right. Hey, that's our show. Tomorrow 3 games again.
yeah, we're back to 3.
NBA schedule. All right. Tomorrow's back to 3. Are we doing a first look video? Always put you on the spot. All right.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we've got Sixers,
depending-
Raptors.
Let's say, depending on my mood, how this Warriors game goes.
Sixers, Raptors, no Matisse Thybulle, Suns at Pelicans, Mavs at Jazz. So 3 games slate tomorrow, and then we are back here. So look for the stream around 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, and hopefully, actually, I have to see I think I have a stream tomorrow elsewhere, but I'm not sure yet. I'll double check that. But yeah, we'll have some content tomorrow. Just make sure you're subbed.
Wait, you're saying no live stream?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the time. Hold on, let me look on my other screen here real quick. I always forget what days I have to do shows that are not on my channel. So like Awesome. I don't know if it might be a Saturday. I don't think I'm on Thursday. Let me double check. At first it was Thursday and Saturday, and now I only have one. Let's see, Thursday. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I'm good tomorrow. Yeah. Here, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. here, and then we'll probably do some baseball as well. So, Ralph says when Steph Curry's minutes go up, do Clay points check it out? So do Clay points check it out. That makes sense. What do we do with Jokic points or rebounds tonight in the Bay? Only at 25, 26, 10, 11 rebounds. I'm sweating here. It's Jokic. We gotta go with it. Poole or Draymond's fantasy? I'm leaning Draymond. Gun key push. Yep. Late again. Lorenzo late again. Oh, you saying I'm late? This guy. Anyway, Chad, I appreciate you making part of my day be part of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the RunDFS.com voice chat. Tell somebody you love them. I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. Hoya.
Peace. Let's go, Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen is the lock.
For the win.
Bro, you better get yourself a Grayson Allen jersey, bro.
Wait, he's gonna hit?
No, I don't know. He said if he hits.
Yeah. I'm playing it.
Or if he's the reason you don't cash, you gotta get yourself like a cast or something. I don't know. He injured you. He tripped you.
Stupid. Oh, yeah, I'll get a cast with his face painted on.
True. I bet you can look like Grayson Allen if you tried.
Nah.
No? I need to get some more smoothie. Alright, I'm headed to the RunDFS.com voice chat. See you there.
I'll catch you there.